If you're invited to this pool party, never go. By Wansee Entertainment. Let's like their video. If you like the reaction video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It helps support the channel. Let's tap in and let's see what we got.
I think the scariest thing about parties was social anxiety. You know, that agonizing feeling of standing in the corner of some random person's house holding a drink, wishing you were back home, locked in your room playing video games with every piece of junk food you could find. But that one July night last year taught me what real horror actually feels like. I was 22 when this happened. True dread isn't about being alone. It's about being surrounded by dozens of smiling, laughing.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been invited to any of these type of parties, and maybe I'm just not in that demographic. Maybe I'm just not in environments where, you know what I'm saying, people are saying, gang, come to my pool party where it's fucking just 6 of us here drinking wine. 6 of us here drinking wine, standing around. It's a pool party, but none of us are getting in the pool. Creepy ass smile. She got a creepy ass smile. Let's keep going.
People and realizing you're the only sane person in the room. That particular night was a suffocatingly hot Saturday. The kind of midsummer evening where the air felt like liquid. My coworker, Mark, had practically begged me to come to a pool party. He promised free booze, a huge house, and a beautiful pool. The problem was that I didn't know the hosts. I didn't know anyone who would be there. Still, I was tired of spending every weekend locked away in my room. I wanted to feel alive. I just didn't realize how hard I'd have to fight for it. The house sat at the end of a winding back road. It was technically still within the city limits, but it was tucked away on a dark street in an affluent neighborhood I'd never visited before.
See, and that's literally problem number 1, right? 1, you made friends with a coworker when you shouldn't have. 2, you're going to a party where you only know one person. It's not even like it's like he ain't say let's go to the club. He ain't say let's go to the bar. Let's go to a strip. Like, you know what I'm saying, a public space where there's many people who don't know each other going. No, gang. He said let's go to a intimate ass pool party where everybody there knows each other and the only person you know is me. You don't put yourself in an environment like that, because say if that nigga got to go to the bathroom, if he got to go anywhere, we get to the party and he just start hugging and dapping everybody, and you're just his +1, and then all of a sudden he leave you hanging. Like stuff like that gives me like extreme anxiety. Like that shit is just like too intimate of a place to be where you don't know anybody.
When we arrived, it was every bit as impressive as Mark had described. A massive multi-level estate glowed in the darkness. The moment we stepped into the backyard, the atmosphere hit me like a punch to the face. Tiki torches lined the perimeter of an Olympic-sized swimming pool. The smells were everywhere. Chlorine, expensive cologne, barbecue smoke, and the people. Dozens of them. Everyone looked flawless in their summer clothes, already mingling and laughing.
It is. Like this is giving Illuminati shit. You know what I'm saying? It's giving Illuminati shit. Like, my type of party, my type of social event, I like barbecue. I like barbecue just like the next person. I like pool parties. You know what I'm saying? Pool parties are a little weird because nobody ever fucking gets in the water. You know what I'm saying? Nobody ever gets in the water. Nobody ever wants to swim. Nobody actually wants to ever get wet. You know what I'm saying? We're having a pool party, but all of us are in fucking blazers and trousers and, you know what I'm saying, shit that we would practically wear at work. But hey.
Where nearby, ambient electronic music pulsed from hidden speakers. The whole thing felt less like a party and more like a movie set. As I stood by the edge of the pool, watching the blue LED lights ripple beneath the water, an unexpected chill ran through me despite the heat. Something felt off. Everything was too perfect. Mark shouted over the music that he was going to grab us some drinks. Then he disappeared, and that was the last time I saw him. 10 minutes turned into 30. Eventually, I started wandering around the backyard, trying to blend in. At one point, I approached a small group near the outdoor bar. They were friendly, too friendly. Their smiles were wide and welcoming, but something about them felt forced. When I asked if they'd seen Mark, one of the women giggled.
He's probably getting ready for a midnight swim. It's very important that we all get into the pool together.
See, and at that moment right there, no. Like he's probably getting ready for a midnight. What the fuck do you mean? Nobody in here is dressed to get ready to get in the pool. Like, what do you say? Like, see, I have black people instincts, gang. Like, obviously, this story is probably being portrayed from the perspective of a white man who's attending these pool parties. But me, I see through the bullshit. I would have left the moment. Literally, I would have called my Uber. I would have tried to call some type of ride share service. The moment a nigga say I'll be back with drinks and 30 minutes pass and this nigga's not coming back, I'm leaving. I'm not staying there.
The host insists.
I nodded awkwardly and backed away, but her words stayed with me. Then I started noticing things that didn't make sense. Nobody was actually drinking. A guy standing nearby held a red cup tilted sideways, yet the liquid inside stayed perfectly level. Nobody touched the food either. And the music? I suddenly realized it wasn't really a song, just the same hypnotic beat looping over and over again.
Yeah, they got you.
It had been playing for nearly 40 minutes. Anxiety tightened in my chest. I reached into my pocket for my car keys. Nothing. I checked every pocket. Wallet, phone, no keys. Panic setting in, I walked up to a random guy and asked if he'd seen them. I explained that I must have dropped them somewhere. He just smiled. Then he laughed, a low, unsettling laugh. Nobody leaves before the midnight swim. Then he tilted his head. That was a very stupid thing to say, Leo. My blood turned to ice.
See, and then niggas get to talking in third person. They get to talking in third. I'm telling you, brother, you gotta brother, you gotta peep the environment, peep the people, peep the surroundings. This is why you don't go to these intimate ass parties. Like if somebody invites me to a party, like a coworker or something, which will never fucking happen because I'm not talking to you niggas. But if a coworker was to invite me to like this little ass intimate ass get together where I only know one person. That's already telling me that that's not a place I should be, gang. If you don't know more than at least 3 to 5 people, do not go. Because there's going to come a time where if you go to a party where you know nobody but one person and that one person fucking leaves, it is over. I'm telling you, if you take anything from me, anything from this video, do not go to a party where you only know one person. Unless y'all playing, if y'all niggas not handcuffed by the shackles, don't go.
I had never told him my name. Without saying another word, I turned and ran into the house. I needed to find Mark. My heart hammered against my chest. Inside, the house was enormous, quiet, maze-like. The music outside was muffled now, but that same rhythmic beat still seemed to pulse through the walls. I searched room after room until I found myself standing in a long upstairs hallway. That's when I saw it. Lying beneath one of the hallway lights was Mark's phone. The screen shattered. The entire thing was soaked. A heavy silence settled over the house. I rushed to a nearby window overlooking the backyard. The music had stopped. Below me, the party had changed. Every single guest stood shoulder to shoulder around the edge of the pool. Nobody was talking. Nobody was moving. They were all staring into the dark water of the deep end. Then, every head snapped upward. At the exact same moment, 30 pairs of eyes locked onto me.
See? Nah. I wouldn't even wait. Like, gang, y'all don't gotta hit me with the fucking Michael Jackson Thriller shit. You don't even gotta do that. You don't. The moment I'm seeing all of y'all look face down at the fucking water, holding hands like the niggas from fucking Us, you know what I'm saying? Standing side by side by America. No, I'm good. I'm leaving. Fuck the coworker. I would have said, yeah, I'm looking for him in the house. Whole time I'm beelining for the front door. This is insanity.
I stumbled backward from the window and slapped a hand over my mouth. I had to get out, now. I sprinted downstairs. My sneakers squeaked against the hardwood floor as I rushed to the front door. I grabbed the handle and pulled. Locked. I pulled again. Nothing. My mind raced. Maybe a side window. Maybe the basement. Anything. Then the patio door opened. The crowd began filing into the house. They didn't run. They didn't scream. They simply walked, slow, synchronized, completely blocking the back exit. Every face wore the same blank smile. Several of them spoke at once, perfectly in unison. It is time to join the deep end. They kept moving forward. The smell of chlorine filled the air. I backed into the foyer wall, hands reached out, not violently, not aggressively, just enough to guide me toward the backyard, toward the pool. That's when survival instinct took over. My eyes landed on a heavy iron tiki torch mounted near a decorative plant. I ripped free from their grip and grabbed it. With all the adrenaline in my body, I swung. The heavy metal base slammed into the arms of the nearest people. Nobody screamed, nobody cried out, but their smiles faltered for just a second.
I'm not gonna lie. At this point, gang, it's like these niggas don't feel no pain. It's like I'm all for fighting, and I'm all for, you know what I'm saying, not just flat out accepting your fate, but at the same time, gang, we should have tried to put this plan in motion the moment the nigga that said that he was going to get drinks never came back. Maybe that's just me, but maybe we should have tried this sooner. So now maybe it is time going the deep end and just like accept it, because it seems like you're aggravating them and you're only making it worse for the both of us. So it's like, let's get this over with.
That was all I needed. I shoved through the crowd and ran into the dining room. Then I hurled the iron torch straight through a massive side window. The glass exploded outward. Without thinking, I dove through the opening. Pain shot through my forearm as a shard sliced my skin. I hit the grass hard, rolled, scrambled to my feet, and ran. I left my car. I left everything. I just ran. Down the dark driveway, past the trees, past the mailbox, past anything that looked familiar. My lungs burned. My legs screamed. But I kept running because I knew one thing. If I stopped, they would drag me into that water. Eventually, the trees gave way to neon lights. A gas station. I burst through the doors, gasping for breath. Blood dripped down my forearm. My chest felt like it was on fire. The clerk took one look at me and immediately reached for the phone. The police arrived within minutes. Soon, I was sitting in the back of an ambulance with a blanket wrapped around my shoulders while a paramedic treated my arm. I gave the officers the address. Then I watched their cruisers speed off into the night. All I could think about was Mark. Where was he? Had he set me up? Had he known what was going to happen? The next day, the police called.
See, look, I wasn't even thinking about that. Old boy said, nigga, this I'm trying to get into this lifestyle, and in order for me to do that, you gotta be the sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? In order for me to you know what I'm saying, to bump shoulders with these, you know what I'm saying, these rich niggas who live in the hills, hidden and ducked off and shit, I gotta sacrifice somebody that I work with. That's insanity.
Update made my stomach drop. When officers arrived at the property, the house was completely dark. The pool was empty, not drained, abandoned, filled with leaves, branches, and debris. A rusted real estate sign sat out front. According to records, the property had been foreclosed on and abandoned for more than 2 years. There was no party, there were no guests, and there was no sign of Mark. They eventually found my car parked a block away, inside an old shed. My keys were never recovered. Whenever I tell people this story, they laugh. They say it must have been a prank. They say Mark probably ghosted me and disappeared. But every time I scroll past his contact in my phone, I remember what I saw that night. And I know what happened. Mark became part of the midnight swim. Maybe I should feel guilty. Maybe I should have tried harder to find him. But the truth is, I survived. I trusted my instincts. I fought back. I escaped. And whatever was waiting in that pool never got me. I don't know what was in that house. And honestly, I don't want to know.
Same.
Because I survived the deep end. And somehow, I made it back to dry land.
Oh hell nah. See, and this is like you got to think about it, gang. In these situations, you can't save everybody. As long as, you know what I'm saying, what's the point of having a survivor tell his story if we trying to be hero and save everybody? You know, don't save everybody, and don't go to these parties if you're invited. Stay away. It's your boy RushMoreRick. If you enjoyed the reaction video, leave a like, comment, subscribe. I will see y'all in the next one.